Hey Tribe and YouTube fam, in this video, we're going to dive into something really special, really kind of hitting in my heart right now. And we're going to have a video that's really kind of low key. I'm not going to do fancy editing in it. I really just want you to sit down and really listen, like why things aren't working, especially when we talk about identity. You're trying to move from your old identity to your new successful version of you and why it's so flipping hard. And we're going to take an esoteric view on this, in an esoteric Bible interpretation on this, why it's really so hard. And we're going to dive into one of my favorite verses that just kind of came up while I was kind of sitting here. And I wasn't planning on doing a video. I just kind of thought about it. It's like, holy crap, I gotta do a video on this, kind of share it with the tribe. And we've all heard of the verse, especially with the devil and Satan, it doesn't matter if you believe it or not, that devil and Satan came to deceive, to steal, to kill and destroy your life. Okay, so your life, you're not living abundantly. This is the deception of the devil, the deception of Satan. So how does this play into more of an esoteric wisdom and esoteric view? So this is what I want to share with you and really dive into this and kind of let's have some fun with this. And pay attention because we're going to have some fun with this. It's going to go deep and it's going to twist into a way that you don't really know how we're going to twist it. So let's have fun with this and let's get going. Now, the verse I'm talking about actually comes from John chapter 10, verse 10. And the verse is this. And you've probably heard it before or a variation of this, but it says this: the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. And the second half of this verse is actually Jesus talking. Okay, so Jesus is answering it when you're living an abundant life. So I'm going to repeat this verse one more time just to let it sink in, listen to the words, and then we're going to move on from there. The thief, Satan, comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I, Jesus, came that they may have life and have it abundantly. John chapter 10, verse 10. Now, what is the God mode interpretation? What is this esoteric wisdom, this esoteric Bible interpretation when we really dive into this verse that Satan comes to steal, kill, and destroy? He doesn't want you to live life abundantly. Okay, he wants that great deception. This is what we're going into, is this the great deception of Satan. And we all have been deceived. I want to put this out there. You think you haven't been deceived, but you have been deceived. Okay, so let's kind of dive into this. This isn't about a literal thief in the night. This is about identity theft, but at a level of consciousness. So this is what I said in the beginning. We're not talking about something lower. We're talking about this is at a very, very high conscious level, but we're talking about identity. We're talking about your old self versus your new self. Your old self versus that truth that Jesus has stated, that abundance is yours. Abundance is infinite. You are a God because I am lives inside you. That's the truth. Then the great deception, the great lie is to deceive you, to make you believe that abundance isn't yours, to make you believe the I am is separate from you, to make you believe you are weak and powerless. And we're going to dive into the identity here. So I want you to hang on here. See, this is all about identity theft at the level of consciousness. You see, the thief comes to steal. What's been stolen? What do I mean? The thief, Satan, whatever you want to call it, he comes to steal. What is he stealing from you? Listen very closely. I really want you to listen to this. He is stealing your vision, your identity, your power to choose a new self, your power to manifest a great life. That's what he's stealing. What does he mean by kill? To kill. What's being killed? What are we referring to when he says, I come to kill? You see, Satan, when he comes to kill your faith, your belief in yourself. He comes to kill your self-concept, your self-image. He comes to kill the embryo of the new you before it's fully embodied. What does that mean? That embryo of you, of the new you before it's really embodied. This is the tug of war in the beginning of manifesting. This is the tug of war when you go to the root cause why things are not working. The tug of war is between your old self, your old identity, and the new version of you, that successful version of you, that successful identity. See, once you realize, I want this successful identity, you're kind of in the middle. Because you're in the middle because your old self is fighting really hard against you before you break free. This is what it means. He wants to kill that chance. He wants to kill the seed before it finally takes on the full root, before you finally really, to your core, believe that abundance is yours. Abundance is your birthright. The great I am is inside you. You are a God. Heaven is your earth. Heaven is on earth. You should be living abundantly. This is the truth. And before you believe this truth, he wants to destroy it in you before it really takes root. This is what it really means. What does to destroy mean? What's being destroyed? What does it really mean here? You see, when Satan comes to destroy, he's destroying your confidence. He's destroying your spiritual momentum. He's destroying that sense of authority as the operant power. Basically, he's making you feel powerless. That's what he's doing. And I love this at the end when it says he's destroying the sense of authority as your operant power. You see, your operant power, you have authority on this earth over every being. You have authority to call the unseen into the seen. You have authority to do this, but he's destroying your confidence to make you think you don't have this power. And how does this happen? It's not with demons and fire, like we've been taught in Bible study or grade school or Sunday school, but with subtle whispers in the mind. Isn't this so true? It's subtle. It's subtle. Just whispers in the mind, little thoughts in the mind that says, nothing's really changing. This won't last. You're still that same broken version underneath it all. And the sayings go on and on and on. These little whispers of doubt, these little whispers of worry, these little whispers of fear. This is why when you have any of these are not coming from God. These are not coming from a higher consciousness, no matter what you want to believe. You see, that's the adversary. It's not outside of you, but as the false identity trying to keep its throne. Isn't this so powerful? Like your old identity could actually be a false identity of yourself, because that old identity is that weaker version of you. And when God is inside you and you really believe it, it really starts sparking up the successful version of you, this new you. And this false identity starts fighting against you. And it starts fighting really, really hard. I mean, it's so hard sometimes. It's so frustrating. This is why most people throw in the towel. This is why most people don't want to do this kind of work. This is why most people don't want to live. They want to live life on their terms. They want to live life unapologetically on their terms. They want to live life authentically. But when they have to go through this kind of work, they throw in a towel, because then the going gets tough. And you have to be able to be still, just like be still and know that I am God. You have to be still to all the noise around you. And you have to know the truth inside of you. You see, the real satanic deception is keeping you loyal to a version of yourself that you've outgrown, but haven't fully let go of yet. Isn't this so true? I'm going to reread this because this is so powerful. Listen to this. The real satanic deception is keeping you loyal to a version of yourself, that old identity that you've outgrown. You know you've outgrown it, but you haven't fully let go of it yet. You're still attached to it. And as long as you're attached to it, you're giving it power. And that's why it keeps on fighting against you. It doesn't want to let you know how powerful you really are. You see, you affirm, listen to this. This is so powerful. This whole thing is flipping powerful. You affirm abundance, but you still act like you're broke. This is the real satanic deception. You affirm abundance, but you still act like you're broke. You speak faith, you speak belief, you speak that you believe never Goddard, you believe all these techniques, you believe living in the end, you believe that imagination creates reality, but you subtly scan for proof that it's not working. You're constantly looking for the how. You're looking at your 3D world and you tell yourself deep down, this doesn't work. You say things like, I am, but your self-image says, I'm not ready yet. You say, I am powerful, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am healthy, I am abundant, I am the king of my family. But your self-image, the real satanic deception, fights against your confidence and says, you're not ready yet. You're not ready to believe yet. You're not ready to handle this power yet that you have, that you've been endowed with. See, that's the real satanic deception. And listen, and this is the walk away. That's not your truth. That's your old identity in disguise. And it's the thief. Listen to this in esoteric wisdom. The real thief is your old identity. The real thief that comes in the night to deceive and destroy and kill is actually your old identity. And let's wrap this up. What's this closing reflection here from what we've been talking about? You see, the enemy doesn't need to break you. Listen to this. The enemy doesn't need to break you. It only needs to keep you identifying with who you used to be. Wow. Let me repeat that for you one more time. You see, the enemy, Satan, the devil, the adversary, whatever you want to call it, the enemy doesn't need to break you. It only needs to keep identifying with who you used to be, your old identity. Because as long as you serve that self, listen, as long as you serve that self, that old identity, as long as you keep on reflecting back to it and believing it, you're never step into the one who already has it. Listen to this. I'll repeat it one more time or wrap this baby up. Because as long as you serve that self, as long as you keep on serving your old identity, reflecting back to it, staying attached to it, you'll never step into the one, that successful version of you, that powerful identity that is your birthright. You'll never step into the one who already has it. That's the great deception. That's what it really means. The thief comes to deceive, destroy, and kill. How is it happening? How is it deceiving you? It's letting you stay in your old identity, your old self that is powerless, that has no confidence, that doesn't believe that your life can be abundant. That's the truth within you. The real truth is that God is inside you. Heaven is within you. The Holy Spirit is inside you. The great I am is inside you. And if the great I am is inside you, you are endowed with God's power. This is written in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Jesus even stated this, restated this in the New Testament, talking to his disciples that Isn't it written in your law? He's referring to the Old Testament, that you are a God. Then Jesus takes it a step further and says, since it was written in your scriptures, scriptures cannot be broken. He's referring to you. You were referred to as gods in the Old Testament, and Jesus confirmed it in the New Testament that you are a God because God dwells inside you. And if God dwells inside you, you are endowed with God's power. You can call the seen until you can call the unseen until the seen. Abundance is your birthright. Abundance is infinite. And Jesus took it another step further when he did all his miracles. He turned to his disciples and said, you can do this, you can do the same thing, and you can do even more. But yet, when we go to church, the pastors say, well, Chad, you're taking this out of context. That's not what it really means. Seriously? Have you really been deceived of the lack of power that you really possess? You see how the great deception goes super deep because it attaches you to that old identity. This is why when we do identity work, this is why it's real work. This is why we're going to the root. So you can manifest anything in your life. You can live life on your terms. Whatever that means for you. It means something different for everybody. You can live life unapologetically on your terms. You can finally just be authentic. Be the authentic version of yourself and not be scared to do that. This is the real power that we have. But other than that, tribe and YouTube family, let's wrap this up. Comment below because I'd love to hear your comments on this. If this helped, if it's confusing, if you want more information on it. So comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback on this stuff. Also, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. If you want to work with me, the link is in the description as well. Other than that, blessings to you, and I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.